Hi folks, welcome back to BBQTalk.ca series of how-to cooking videos. We've had a lot of requests for lasagna, and that's what we're going to do today. But we're going to kick it up a notch, and we're going to do a smoked chicken lasagna. Got a buddy who puts out an amazing smoked chicken lasagna. We're not going to go in quite as much detail as he does. We're going to make it simple, delicious, cheesy, chickeny, smoky, barbecue at the best. Stay tuned. Okay, so on to our next step. Get yourself some chicken. You can get whole chicken and separate it or part it out, whatever you want. What you don't want is the skin on it. We're not going to use the skin in our lasagna. So I've picked up a bunch of packages of some boneless, skinless thighs. I was going to bone them and skin them myself, but I found these ones and they were on sale and it was just as good a deal. So get you some boneless, skinless thighs. I use the dark meat. I find it has more flavor. It's more tender. I find it more juicy. A lot of people like the white meat, the breast and that. You get whatever you like. It'll all turn out good in the end. So we're making, we've got a party that we're going to tonight. I'm going to make a pretty good sized lasagna here. So I've got 3 packs. There are 8 pieces in each pack. That's beautiful thighs. I mean, look at that. That's a good looking piece of meat. So we're going to have about 24 pieces of chicken. Might be a little bit overkill. I might put it all in there. I might not. I might save a little bit out. Depends on how it shrinks up on the barbecue. We're going to smoke these on the Traeger at a very low temperature for a little couple hours. Get a nice and smoky flavor. So that's a good pile there. Next, we're going to add some seasonings. We've got some salt, some pepper, some oregano, some basil. We got about a teaspoon of each. Go ahead and add some more in there if you want. Spread that all around. And then we're going to throw us in just some extra virgin olive oil. Nice little coat. We want the seasonings to stick to all of them. Okay. Wash that bottle off afterward. Get in there with your hands, mess it all up. Make sure those seasonings are well blended in. If you want to add something else, some garlic, some Parmesan. I'm going to add Parmesan a little bit later in the game, right into the lasagna. But you can see that all coming together. The seasonings are getting on every piece. May add a little more oregano. I'm a big oregano fan. Now, what we're going to do, these just came out of the refrigerator. Okay, they're very cold. I want them smoky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them sit in that bowl for about 30 minutes till they come up pretty close to room temperature. If you're concerned about food safety, don't worry about it. 30 minutes isn't going to do anything. They can sit out here for an hour. Not going to do anything. But I want them warmer because when the smoke hits them, it'll go in faster. So I'm going to bring those up to room temperature, throw them on the smoker. I'll go fire it up in a few minutes here, let it run for half an hour. These will come up to temp a little bit and away we go. Okay folks, there's the chicken. I had it on for an hour at 225. About 20 minutes ago I turned it up to 300 just to finish off and grill them. And you get a close in look there, you can see these things are beautiful. They're perfectly cooked, they got nice juice on top. Seasoned lightly, we don't want to overwhelm the lasagna, we want to taste the smoked chicken. That's the flavor we want. So we'll take these back inside, cool them, chop them up, move on to the next part. Oh yeah, and just in case you want to know what kind of weather we're cooking in today, it's, I don't know, December 20th, something like that. Freezing. A little bit of snow on the ground. Welcome to Canada. Okay, we've got our chicken off. I brought it in, I chopped it all up, loosely chopped. I mean, there's some coarse pieces in there. You want to be able to taste the chicken. I added a little more seasoning to it. I added a little bit of Lowry's, a little bit of salt content seasoning. And I needed it kicked up just a little bit more, so I added some of this. It's Johnny's garlic spread. It's basically a mixture of garlic powder and Parmesan cheese. When I blended all that together, it finally hit the taste that I was looking for. So that's good stuff. Feel free to use regular salt and garlic. You know what? I said I was going to make it simple and keep it simple, and that's what we've done using basically what we had on hand. Okay, so our chicken is ready to go. It tastes fabulous. Just going to move that off to the side. I've sliced up some fresh mushrooms. I removed the stems because the stems tend to be a little more woody. I've sliced them all up and I sauteed them off to get rid of the water. We don't want any water left running into our lasagna, so we're going to get ready and do and set up our lasagna now. We make our own tomato sauce. We make our own spaghetti sauce, as you can see it in there. You can feel free to go ahead to the store and buy your own, make your own, do whatever, but we're not going to do this like a typical lasagna. I'm going to turn this into a little bit of a blush. So we're going to use our own lasagna. We're also going to use this product here. It's by Classico. It's a mushroom Alfredo, and it's creamy, it's cheesy, it's really good tasting stuff. I'm going to combine the two together. We're going to make ourselves basically kind of a blush sauce for our smoked chicken lasagna. And I'm going to go ahead and put the whole thing in there. This stuff is very tasty. Clean it all out. Get that out of the way. Mix it together and you'll see the colors start to come together. Okay, kind of turns a rosy color. Nice tasting sauce. Give it a try and you'll like it. Make your own Alfredo sauce if you want to. A little labor intensive, but I mean you can shape it the way you want. It's lovely to make on your own. A little bit of work. This stuff, find it hard to beat. It's pretty good stuff. Okay, so we're going to line the base of our pan with a little bit of our sauce here. You don't want your noodles going into an empty pan. Set this off to the side. Keep it close, we're going to be using it again. Just kind of blend that all around. Okay, just ensuring yourself that the noodles aren't going to stick. You can get no-bake noodles, you can get boil and bake noodles. I've actually used up a little bit of everything we had in the cupboard. These ones we had to boil. Okay, so blend your stuff in there. There's your first layer. Okay, I'm going to bring in a nice helping of our smoked chicken. We want to cover that bottom. I mean, this is the part of the dish you want everybody to taste. Okay, it's got a nice healthy dose of garlic in it. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Now we may have enough for two, I may save some for tomorrow, but that's pretty much the chicken content that you want. That's a good layer of chicken. You're going to be sure that everybody gets some of that. Okay, that out of the way. Our mushrooms, here they are. You can see that there's no water left in them. We've dried them up really well. I'm going to do one layer of these on top of the chicken. Okay, and that'll basically make sure that it doesn't get any water in it. Look at that. Good enough to eat already. Want more mushrooms? Go ahead, add more. I don't want to overwhelm the dish with any one item. But you can see there's going to be some great flavors coming out of that now. Okay. Now, we're going to put another layer of noodles on. You know what, we're winging this. Look at this. It's a ripped noodle, but that's what we had in the cupboard. That's what we're using. Doesn't make a bit of difference. Another one there. And I knew I had a half piece in here somewhere. There, why don't we just fold that one in. There you go. Okay, now we got to make up our cheese blend. I wanted to watch this, show you exactly what we do. Okay, I have taken a container of cottage cheese, put it in a strainer, and drained off the liquid. Okay, that's just another item that'll help keep from making your lasagna a wet lasagna. Okay, so that's one 2-cup container of cottage cheese drained. Now, another little trick that I do that I've never seen anywhere else is I take a half a cube, half a pound or half a bar of cream cheese. I break it up and I mix it in there. Now I'm sure there's other recipes out there that have that in it. I've just never come across one. I love what it does to the lasagna. Cream cheese, cheese of any kind, It is lasagna, it's meant to be cheesy. Yummy. Okay, I've got about 2 cups of grated grated mozzarella cheese. I put Parmesan in it, but I sprinkle it on top because I find the cream cheese, the mozzarella are salty enough. So we're going to make a nice blend of that. Mixing it all together. Get in there with your hands. You want to make sure it's well blended. Okay, get it off your fingers. That's a nice, I can feel it. It's a nice dry mixture. We're not going to have a runny lasagna. Last thing you want is a runny one or a bunch of water dripping off it. You want a good consistency. Okay. Now what I did forget, don't mind my fingers, is the ricotta. So we're going to take a second. Grab our ricotta cheese. This is kind of a fine, smooth cheese. Just again, it's another creamy aspect, another cheesy thing to add to your lasagna. You're going to make smoked chicken lasagna or any kind of lasagna other than vegetarian. May as well make it fattening. Fat equals flavor. There, that's what we want. Okay, so I'm going to take a bunch of that. I'm just going to kind of spread it around because when the heat's up in the oven, it'll divide itself. Careful not to disturb the noodles underneath. I put in one big layer of this stuff. So we're almost at the top of our pan anyway. And it will spread around as it cooks. Don't waste any of that good stuff on your fingers. You make sure you get it all off without licking and sticking your fingers back in the pan. Looks good so far? Okay. This out of the way, rinsing my hands. Move it back up where you can see it. Put some more of our sauce on. That creamy homemade pasta sauce. Not too much. You don't want a soup. It's nice and thick. The Alfredo will help blend everything together. Okay, and I'm going to reserve a little bit for the top. Okay, our last layer of noodles, and I want this to kind of hold everything together. Again, you can tell that I've used noodles from various boxes, but they were all the kind you had to cook to get prepped. Okay, there's our top layer. Now, take the rest of our sauce, cover it up. You could put some vegetables in there. You could add some chopped spinach. You could add some chopped broccoli. I'm kind of a meat and cheese guy. A buddy of mine once told me that vegetables are not food. Vegetables are what food eats. So I kind of prescribe to that theory, and that's just the way I'm going to make it. You want to put them in there, you go right ahead. I teach my kids that vegetables are good for you, but sometimes I don't lead by example. Okay, and then for our final layer, we've got our sauce on the top. Finished our noodles. We're going to spread some more of that mozzarella cheese on all over the top. Okay, so cover your top up nice, and I'll finish putting the cheese on top. Okay, that'll blend out now. Beautiful. A little parsley, just to pretty it up some. And then we'll top it off. This helps it brown up on top with a little grated Parmesan cheese. there you have it. That will go into the smoker. I'm going to cook it at a higher temperature. I'm going to cook it at 350 for about an hour. We'll pull it out of there and it should be good to go. Okay. So I'm not going to bother taking, I showed you what it was like outside, I'm not going to bother bringing the camera back out just to put it on the grill and take it off 60 minutes later. Next time you see it, it'll be the finished product. And I can't wait. Okay, there she is, folks, just in case anybody questioned whether we actually cooked her on the Traeger or not, we most certainly did. Look at that, it's beautiful. I'm going to take it off, get it inside, and rest it for a few minutes. There you are, folks. It was on the barbecue, the Traeger, for about 1 hour. I had it foiled on top, loosely tent foiled on top for the first 30 minutes, then I took it off. It cooked at a temperature of roughly 350 degrees for the entire hour, and look at it. It's beautiful. Normally now you would let it set for about 15 minutes, let these juices and everything go back in, and she'd be ready to cut up and serve for supper. But as I stated earlier, we've got to run. We're taking this to a party with a group of about 20 folks, and you're just going to take my word on how delicious this is. Give it a try yourself. It's easy, it's simple, it's delicious. How can you go wrong with barbecued chicken and cheese and Alfredo sauce and cheese and more chicken and sauce? It's just an amazing meal, easy to make, even better to sit down with a group of friends and enjoy. Take care, have a great holiday, folks, and we'll see you again soon in the video. Thanks for stopping by. If you like our videos, please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you again. Take care.